speak with Lieutenant Worf.
Yes, Commander.
How did they die?
They died well. Do you wish the bodies returned?
They are now only empty shells. Dispose of them as you see fit. Worf, when your tour of duty on the Enterprise is complete, consider serving with us. Your training and experience would benefit us, and perhaps there are some things we could teach you.
I am honored. Thank you. I was just being polite, sir.
Ah, commendable, Lieutenant.
Welcome, everyone, to Deep Space Pride, a gay Star Trek podcast. I am one of your hosts, Johnson, and with me is my co-host, Mike. Mike, how are you today? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I am doing all right.
End of day Wednesday. How was your day?
It was okay. Yeah, it was rainy here, so it's kind of blah. I kind of feel a little blah, but
yeah, because you get sad or seasonal.
Yeah, I'm a little. I'm a little affected by the weather. So,
meanwhile, I'm like a cave dweller.
You are, yes. Nothing. You could, as we said yesterday, I think it was, you could live on a starship because
I think that would be very comfortable.
In a starship, yes, but I'm reading. So I just started listening to Andy Weir's new book,
I don't know
Project Hail Mary. So he wrote The Martian.
Okay.
And also a couple other books, and his latest book just
How
came
many
out.
books are you quote unquote reading right now?
I'm listening to like 3 or 4 books right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I get bored with one, or I need a distraction, or a new book comes out, or it depends on my mood, really. Sometimes I listen to podcasts.
All right, tell us about this book.
So it's about these spores that are actually taking energy and diminishing the sun.
Oh.
So much to the point where it's going to actually kill, basically extinction level event, the Earth.
Oh, interesting.
Because there's this high school scientist who is the lead of this book, who used to be a research scientist. He's now maybe is a junior high science teacher, but
even worse.
He helped develop, figure out what they were and all of these things. So he is now in the Tau Ceti solar system. Spoilers for anybody. I'm not going to, obviously I'm only partway through it, but he's in the Tau Ceti solar system and is about to meet, or is in trying to figure out what's going on, because Tau Ceti is not affected by these spores. And
they're in contact with the solar system.
They're little microscopic spores that
No, I'm saying he's in Tau Ceti.
He's in Tau Ceti, yes.
Oh.
It's he's remembering things, so it goes back to how he got there, and pieces come back. So
okay.
It's an unfolding mystery, and it's very interesting. It's actually got some good, interesting science. You actually would like this book. I think you would like
this book. Yeah,
I think you would. I think you would like a lot of his writing because a lot of it is science based.
Right.
Like The Martian.
I eat that stuff up.
Yeah, like The Martian in the book, how he figures out how many potatoes he needs to grow and how to grow them and how long. All of that is.
It gets
science.
very technical.
Yeah, he gets very technical.
Yes.
So you should.
Show me the Excel charts.
Yes. So you would really like Andy Weir. So I'm enjoying that, and I apologize for anyone who wants to read that book. There, I've
And you
told
spoiled
you
the
a
whole thing.
little. I didn't spoil the whole thing because I'm partway through it, but I did tell you some of the details that slowly unfold as the book reads. So
Okay.
so I'm reading that. Yesterday was Star Wars Day, so I watched a
Oh, yeah.
whole. Actually, I've been on a Star Wars watching binge for the last couple of days. I started on Sunday. I started rewatching season 7 of the Clone Wars because the Bad Batch just came out on
Right.
Star Wars Day yesterday, May the 4th.
Yes.
And so I'm watching that. So I've been watching that, and I just finished season 1. So I watched all of season 7 of the Clone Wars. I watched the Bad Batch yesterday, and over the last week or so, I've also been rewatching The Mandalorian season 1 as well. So I just finished that today as well. So now
it's a lot of Star Wars.
Yeah, I just been in a Star Wars mood. I know this is a Star Trek podcast. I did watch our homework for this episode.
Yes, our homework.
And this is a good place to talk about it. I'm having a little bit of Enterprise withdrawal. I'm going to be
right. Well, you binged so much of it in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and actually I saw a post by CBS or Paramount Plus or whatever it is on Instagram today. And today is on this day, I don't know, so many years ago, E2 premiered on.
Okay.
So I kind of I think
was that third season episode.
I don't know if it was Xindi or the Xindi arc or whether it was season 2. I'm hoping it's season 2 because I have a feeling, because I don't remember a lot from season 2, that I might go back and watch some season 2.
There's some stuff during the Xindi arc that's like totally standalone. It's like,
yeah, there is. Maybe it is from there. But I think I'm gonna go and
I think it's the one where they meet their descendants on the Enterprise, right, or something like that.
Oh, maybe. I don't.
Okay, you know nothing.
The clip came up and it was just the our NX-01 seeing that another NX-01 was coming up behind them.
I'm like 90% sure it's like season 3.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll. So I think I might go.
That's
watch
a cool episode.
That one. Yeah,
it's a good episode.
Yeah, I have good.
And
memory.
you don't need to know much about the Xindi War.
No, I mean I know enough about the Xindi War. It's just I don't. It doesn't. I'm just not interested in going back and watching the Xindi arc again.
Right.
But it would be great if it were season 2. But I might take a look and glance through some season 2 episodes. But I am withdrawing from it, and I have to say that I've seen some more posts on people watching Enterprise. Oh, I listened to the Pod Directive, the official Star Trek podcast, and
the plug, yes.
Well, I mean, I'm not plugging it. It is enjoyable because Tawny Newsome from Lower Decks is on there.
Correct.
Paul F. Tompkins, they host it, and this week's episode is they talk with Tawny's 2 moms. Her TV mom and her real mom, and her real mom is a huge Enterprise.
Oh, that's so random.
And yeah, so in fact, I think she said it's her favorite series.
Oh my God, I've never met or talked to a huge Enterprise fan. That's very rare.
Yeah, so I'm I guess her mom has watched the Enterprise through the entire series through 4 times.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
So I have I'm gaining a lot more respect for Jonathan Archer. And I miss, after last week's kind of talk about the finale, I'm still kind of reeling from the fact that they got shafted from their finale. And,
oh my God.
So I'm having
it's over. It's over.
I'm having some Enterprise withdrawal, but it is the 20th anniversary. When we go to Las Vegas this summer, I'm sure there'll be somewhat of a focus on Enterprise.
You know what's really funny is that obviously it was one of the least popular series, if not the least popular series. But
by rating standards, I wouldn't say.
I mean by rating standards, but also I think this is I listened to the 538 podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's like a politics podcast, but they're all about statistics, and they're all about polling. I've done no polling, so there's no data to back up this claim. It's entirely qualitative based upon nothing. But I just haven't really heard people talking about Enterprise, like just in fandom conversation. Like it doesn't really just come up. No one's like, this is my favorite episode of Enterprise, or this is my favorite series. Like it just doesn't come up in the discourse. So by that measure, I'm kind of like, I think it's the least popular, but who knows? Because
I think there's
we talk about this too. It spurred no books. There really hasn't. It ended weird. It was the end of Rick Berman's Star Trek legacy. It was like there's so many weird things about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think because this is the 20th anniversary, I think it's gonna see some renaissance. I think we're gonna see more conversations about it. So I'm actually, and honestly, like getting a picture with Scott Bakula or Jolene Blaylock would be pretty cool. Although I don't know if either one of them are going to be there, but
will they?
I think I'm actually more excited about that than I am about Voyager's 25th anniversary, which was last year, which I think we're going to see a lot of focus for too. I mean,
they got gypped last year.
Yeah, because they got gypped last year, and I still am excited about the Voyager documentary, which will be out in a couple of years. But
what is
I don't know. I think Enterprise.
What is interesting though is that even though it hasn't really, it hasn't really been that popular. If you recall, Star Trek Beyond, like there was a big callback to Enterprise with the lead villain with the Mako.
Yeah.
And like the ship they found really did look like, the NX series. Like I was like, when I was watching Beyond with my friends, I was the only one to get all those references because I actually was the only one to watch Enterprise. Like they were like more like TNG, like once in a while TNG watchers. And I was like, it's a Mako, and they're like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I was, that's like a NX kind of ship, and they have no idea,
Yeah.
So that was actually a big callback. And then we also have a lot of callbacks in Discovery, actually, because since they're pre-TOS, they do a lot. They do a callback to
Jonathan Archer was one of the great captains of
one of
the
great
Federation,
captains.
Starfleet.
Yeah, like there were I don't remember all of them on top of my head, but there was actually quite a few that were peppered throughout, particularly season 1 and season 2, like callbacks to Enterprise, which I thought was interesting.
I don't remember those.
I wonder how many people
much.
actually get that reference, but
I don't remember a lot of those references, but maybe
no, there weren't a lot, but there were quite a few peppered throughout that I recall.
Sure, yeah.
When I was like, I wonder how many people know what they're talking about.
Yeah, well, the only one I really remember is the list of great captains that Saru told the computer to compare himself to.
Yes.
And Jonathan Archer was on there. But yeah, so hopefully, I think we'll see a lot more about Enterprise this year. And hopefully, I loved season 4. I mean, nothing's going to come of it. And, so based upon something you said as well about the rabbit hole of Memory Alpha and Memory Beta.
Yes.
I did a little bit on my lunch break one day last week. I did a little bit of a rabbit hole with the post-Enterprise books because I wanted to see how they wrapped, like what they did in that. And nothing grabbed me off said, I should pick this up or read this. It was
right. There aren't.
There were some interesting ideas, but I'm not as familiar with the writers. It's not like a Dayton Ward. I know that they were semi-famous. I think Michael Mangles was one of them, but it just it didn't grab me quite the same way as the other things. Which, speaking of another book that's coming out this month, is the Discovery book Wonderlands, which covers part of the year that Sonequa Martin Green Burnham is in the second century all by herself. So
Okay.
so that's coming out later this month. So I will pick that one up, and hopefully that one will grab me quicker than the last Star Trek book did. I had to put the last one down.
I recall. It was like you read one chapter and then you were done for.
Oh yeah, it was the Riker novel for
the
Picard.
Titan one.
Yeah, but then I went back to it and it turned out it was good. So yeah. So there's a little bit of what I've been reading and doing, and and I did watch one episode of Elite. I've not watched anymore.
I can't believe you should. You need to rewatch the whole episode in Spanish. It's like
I don't think I'm not going to do that. I will watch the second episode in Spanish.
No, it's confusing because like there's a scene where Nadia is in class and she speaks up. She stands up and speaks in English, but to you, they're all just speaking English. It's like very confusing.
Well,
like, there are moments like that are lost.
Okay, well, if you're talking about the time where she introduces herself.
Right.
They're actually supposed to do it in French. So she's actually talking.
That's so
she's talking in French.
She's in an English class. That's an English class.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a French class. It's an English class because it's like an advanced school. We know this.
Yeah, right.
And in that class, they're all supposed to be. It's an English teacher.
Okay. Yeah, I did not get that, but again,
Obviously.
a lot of the references in it are I don't know. I'm not sure I'm going to watch the whole season.
Give it 2 more episodes.
I will try to give it
in English.
But
watch it in Spanish rather.
What else do I still need to start For All Mankind. I still have not started that.
I mean, I don't know how to help you. It's so good.
I mean, there's just so much content to watch right now, and
well, right now I'm watching The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh gosh.
Came back.
Because we need more post-apocalyptic.
I don't think it's not your type of show.
No, it's not. No. I actually did watch the first season way back. I don't remember how it ended, to be honest, the first season, but
she gets into a truck.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, what are they gonna do with her? That's the cliffhanger of season 1.
Okay. Yeah. Nope. I have no idea. I don't remember that, but I think also I'm not really into post-apocalyptic.
I love post-apocalyptic.
No, life is already, stressful enough.
I
do not need more stress. Which is why, watching things like why I binged Enterprise, why I go back to Babylon 5, why I actually, your suggestion, you're bringing up Star Trek Beyond. I think I might actually add that into the rotation as well to kind of pick out the Enterprise references in there, which I am sure I got watching it a lot. I've
only seen it once, so
I might pick that up because I do like Kayla, and there is a lot of chatter. There is an unnamed Star Trek movie on tap for June 2023.
Oh my god.
But we have no other details.
Potential
about that.
TBD Star Trek movie project that will probably not go anywhere, but
possibly. But
this is the third one. This is the third. There was the other one. I don't remember who.
Quentin Tarantino's one. There was another one. And this is a third one. Well, there's been no details. Jeff Russo, who's the conductor, is that the right word? Conductor, music creator of Discovery.
He's the
composer, thank you, could not think of the word. Composer of Discovery music and Picard music said that I think his name is Nathan Hawley. That was probably not correct. That sounds like that asshole senator who is part of the insurrection back in January, but he said that he's read this one script, and he said that it is excellent. So I don't know if
I saw that too. I was like, all right.
I mean,
we'll see.
It's hard to, sure, one person reading it, who knows? But I would be up for a really good movie. But I think one of the things I also read is that I think that whatever movies come out now are going to be tied into this new Star Trek universe that they've created. So
So you mean like not the Kelvin timeline?
yes. I mean, that would seem to make sense, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows if it'll happen? Who knows? There's been so many fits and starts with these things that it's really hard to say. And there are absolutely no details. Just sort of a placeholder, I think, in June 2023. Which, speaking of all the movies that are coming out, we talked about this, all the Marvel stuff.
Is this a Star Trek podcast, or is it like an everything else podcast at the moment?
Well, at the moment, it's everything.
It's an everything else podcast. You used to want to talk about the episode that we picked. You're like putting it off.
Am I?
You picked it.
I did pick it randomly, I'll say, but I did.
Well,
pick it.
It was like random, but there's some order to the randomness. Like you want to be more random, and I was like, I don't know, maybe.
No, you're right. Yeah, no. But anyway,
but yes, you were gonna say there were a lot of Marvel
movies coming out, but we won't go down that rabbit hole, and I'll let you carry us into
the next segment of the episode.
Yeah.
Great. Well, so as some of our listeners know, we have been unsure about what to talk about. We've thrown around a few ideas, and the last episode at the end, we were like, what are we going to talk about next? So Mike and I had a chat about this, and we bounced around a couple ideas. We had like a mini brainstorm at like 8:15 a.m. because whatever. And this is actually Mike's idea. It's not mine, so I can't take credit for it because it may or may not turn out to be a good idea, and our listeners may or may not be interested.
So you're reserving judgment on the idea?
Well, I'm also caveating that none of this is on me. So you either get all the credit or get all the blame. So, yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, so Mike's suggestion was to go back to our TNG roots, because that's really where I think our fandom for Star Trek developed, and to basically pick one episode from each of the 7 seasons to watch. And the point here is to kind of pick like something that's a little bit more like underrated, a little bit less talked about. Again, I'm lobbying for Sub Rosa for season 7. We're not there yet, but we'll get there eventually. And I allowed Mike to pick the first episode from season 1. And he decided to pick Heart of Glory, which is season 1, episode, what number? 18?
19 or 20, depending. 19 or 20, depending on whether you count
PowerPoint
as one or two. So yes,
Netflix counts. What is it officially?
It's probably 20.
Okay, great.
It's probably 20. Yeah.
So yeah, Heart of Glory. So why don't we go ahead and talk about this episode?
Put down the phaser.
Wait. I do not believe this.
Believe it.
I have tasted your heart. You have been with them, but you are still of us. Do not deny the challenge of your destiny. Get off your knees and soar. Open your eyes and let the dream take flight.
My brother, it is you who does not see. You look for battles in the wrong place. The true test of a warrior is not without, it is within. Here is where we meet the challenge. It is the weaknesses in here a warrior must overcome.
Cool. So, Mike, I don't know if you have the synopsis in front of you. If not, I'll give you a moment to pull it up. But why don't you give our listeners a quick overview of what this episode was about?
So the short and sweet version of this is Worf must choose between his loyalty to Starfleet and his Klingon heritage when 2 Klingon fugitives take over the Enterprise. And
takeover is kind of like a strong word. I don't know if they actually
takeover is a very strong word. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Is this like what rascals where the Ferengi like literally do take over the Enterprise? Like,
yeah, no, it's nothing like that.
That
is definitely not a great description of the episode, but it is, I think, one of the first Klingon episodes of The Next Generation. And
yes,
so that's part of the reason why I picked it.
And I have not been shy about my distaste for season 1 and season 2 of The Next Generation. They were obviously testing things, trying to figure things out. There are definitely things that I was like, is it in this episode? And, I provided, you weren't really there, but I was providing live commentary over Slack. I was like speaking into the void. I was like,
I was there.
You were
as
there.
My phone buzzed with
ignoring me.
I was ignoring you.
I was just like, what's this? What's this? Why that? This is weird. To no avail. There was no response until the end. And I was like, I hope you enjoy my live commentary.
And I said, enjoy, ?
Enjoy is a strong word.
Yes.
But yeah, Mike, so what was your, this is your pick. What was your takeaway from this episode? What were your initial thoughts? Because it's been forever since I've seen this episode. It has been many years.
I have
maybe
no idea.
Decades. I don't even recall, to be totally honest.
Right.
I mean, there are definitely beats of the episode I do remember, but if you were to ask me when I last watched it, I would have no idea. It literally may have been decades. So
I agree. I think that's part of the impetus for doing this. One, we kind of know what's coming in season 1, Tasha's death. This is the first Klingon episode. It was more random. It was kind of like just looking through and saying, oh, this looks interesting. Haven't watched this in a while. Let's watch it. And, as far as just an overall picture of the episode, I think this episode actually is one of the better ones from the first season. Like, this is where they're kind of getting their footing.
Yeah, it's not like terrible.
No, it's not terrible. I wouldn't say it's great, but I would say that it's good. The characters are more used to one another, so there's some more natural interactions. The lighting is still terrible.
The lighting is awful. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, the bridge, they never, it took them. Well, season 2 gets a little better with the lighting, and the bridge season.
It doesn't until it's not until season 3 that gets better.
Season 3, yeah. But when you look honestly, and since this is season 1, Next Generation, before that, all you had were the original series movies and the original series, and lighting in that was very varied and different as well. So but
it's a light source.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so it's
things like that were distracting. Worf's makeup was distracting. It was just like so different.
I did not it was different. But I didn't mind it. I really got into the episode. I thought that the way that the episode started, with the emergency at the Romulan neutral zone, like the speculation about what
that was also very confusing. All right, very confusing. It is not the Romulan neutral zone. It is the Klingon Federation neutral zone.
But they did mention
Romulans. They called it the neutral zone, which is very confusing because I was like, is this the Romulan neutral zone? But it's not, because they're literally talking about the Klingon Federation neutral zone.
Well, so I'm just thinking about this off the cuff, but I don't think that in Next Generation there is a neutral zone between the Klingon and the Federation.
That's what is confusing.
So, well, but they bring, they have this open speculation. They don't know what's going on. There's been this battle, wherever it is. There is this speculation that it is Romulans, and they say, oh, that's the name that we have not heard in a long time, which they do kind of come back to eventually. I think is it this season or next season? Oh no, the neutral zone actually is the final episode of season 1, and I'm pretty sure that has to do with Romulans.
Yes, there is a separate Romulan neutral zone.
So, but I just thought that the building of mystery on this episode was really well done. I mean, that they didn't know what you were going into, which I thought was interesting. I thought that the exploration of the ship took way longer
Oh my
than
God, that took forever. And then they
yeah.
spend like 10 minutes talking about Geordi's visor. I
Yes.
complained about this. They were like, this like transmitter that's like the dinkiest transmitter. I'm like, why would you use this to transmit anything back to the ship? Just use a body cam or something. You know, if you really want to transmit visuals back to the Enterprise. Instead, it was like this elaborate contraption strapped onto Geordi's visor, and you can't even tell what's happening. So I was just like, this is terrible. And then it never comes up ever again.
Yeah, that was a funny part that they never used this again, which was kind of
And then
interesting.
Picard's like, what is that? What is that thing over there? Which obviously is Commander Riker. Yes. There's like you can see the outline of a body. It's like, what is that? And yeah, like Geordi.
Well, clearly, one thing when they were doing that, you were like looking at it and like, you can make that out based upon how they did the visuals for that piece of that. But they obviously recorded that without Picard or Patrick Stewart looking at any visuals to have a reference
to the left.
So,
to the left. I was like, get out of here.
Yeah. So, things like that were a little annoying, but I thought that the mystery that they built was really, really good. And I will say that once we uncovered the Klingons in this ship, the other thing that I found really interesting was that it felt a lot like, even though they had the ridges, and obviously Worf has the ridges on his head, they felt very much like the Klingons of the original series.
They did, yeah. It was like they were less TNG era Klingon-y and they were more similar to like TOS.
Yeah. So it you kind of get that interaction. You do kind of, I think it's interesting for Worf to kind of, this is one of Worf's first interactions with other Klingons. So there's a bit of story there. You do learn a little bit about Worf's background.
Right, the whole Kittimer thing.
Yeah, so you do kind of learn all of that, which I think is really, this episode is really important in the sense of this begins the story of Worf, which in a couple of episodes, Tasha is killed and he does step into the chief of security role. So it does kind of does make that pathway a lot easier for the viewer because we do know him. Because up until then, you see a Klingon on the bridge and it was kind of just for show, but now you really get the story that he's a human-raised Klingon and that, this is, he hasn't had a lot of Klingon interaction. And I do like the end, as
which I think is interesting, and I probably need to go back and watch more Worf episodes, but because we get a lot more Worf in like season 3, particularly with the Klingon Civil War, with Doros, if you may recall briefly a little bit, and
they start building out that story.
And some of the things with the Klingon High Council, blah, blah, blah. But right. I'm just like, where did Worf gain, because he, again, was raised by humans, where did he gain kind of like all his like fighting prowess and then also like all his background on like Klingon ceremony and culture, and kind of can stand toe to toe with, honestly, like others in the Klingon High Council, come season 3. It's just like, I don't recall if we get that, if we get like where that all comes from. I don't know if we do. But
I don't remember, to be honest, but
it's just like, it made me, because this episode made a point to really make it clear that this is one of his first, I don't think only, but one of his first exposures to other Klingons, at least as of late. And it was a big deal. And I'm just like, how did he get to where he is like later on?
Yeah, and he does say, when he addresses the Klingon captain on the other ship, he does kind of know like the procedural things, like, which is interesting. Like he asks for like a ceremony to kind of buy them some time and hear the whole story and like barter with the captain, which the captain refuses. But as things kind of boil out of broil over, and the Klingons make their very makeshift gun out of
Oh my
pieces on the
god,
bell,
the
which you were
disruptor
laughing at.
slash phaser, which they don't really differentiate. There are things like that bother me, but I was just like, it looks like literally things you find at a 99-cent store, and then you like kind of like cobble it together. It literally looks like things that you would buy at Jack's dollar store.
Yeah, absolutely. But I thought it was an inventive story piece. It does kind of harken back a little bit, and I don't remember if where this takes place, whether Star Trek 6 had already come out or not. I'm blanking on like the
Star Trek 6 was 91.
91, yeah. So I guess not yet. Yeah. So but anyway, that's
yeah, I was like, get out of here.
Yeah. So I found the episode kind of enjoyable. I mean, you get the Vulcan. I was going to say the Vulcan, the Klingon death cry, right?
Yes.
Which does carry through the entire series.
I don't know if they do it like every single time, but yes, it happens here and there. Like when Kramer dies, he does it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought it was a good, not a bad episode. It's
it was
enjoyable,
like not bad, not great,
and it never really felt like Worf's, like the description says, I don't really ever feel that Worf's loyalty was ever questionable.
Okay, there was that one scene in the corridor where Tasha comes to arrest the Klingons, and Worf is standing there like a fucking idiot. His head is just going back and forth, like, which side should I choose? Cut to commercial break. Oh, he's like looking again, like back and forth. Which side is gonna choose? I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's just like so over dramatic and over the top.
Yeah, it was it was like, it was very built to do a commercial break there for sure.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with the child, which again does show a little bit about Klingon honor there, and not taking innocent victims, which is fine. I don't know I don't know how honorable they stick to that.
Yeah, I love how Worf, I'm going back to my live commentary.
Your live commentary.
I love how Worf just stands there looking back and forth like a complete idiot. That's how I wrote.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yes, it's definitely questionable, but he does do the right thing. He does, he's never been on their side per se, but he's interested in their story and why they're acting the way they are. And he does speak to how you need to, I mean, this is a very good lesson. This is early days of Next Generation. They're trying to carry those stories where they teach you something. This one isn't so much over the head like we've talked about, you and I have talked about in the past, but how controlling your emotions is important. But in the end, he does do the right thing, and he does kill the Klingon essentially.
The Klingon like falls down and the entire floor falls apart. I was just like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, you were saying that.
I was like, wow, this transparent aluminum is really fragile or something. Like he literally just keels over, and then the entire floor gives way.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, that's real delicate flooring and engineering.
Things done for dramatic
emphasis. Dramatic. I mean, yeah, I just feel like this is the thing with like, they just like throw all these things and to make it dramatic, or just to like, oh, this is new and shiny. Like, for example, like a really good example would be actually Encounter Farpoint, where they do the saucer separation for no really good reason other than to kind of show off saucer separation. You never see that ever again until Best of Both Worlds, and then never again until Generations. So, at least Best of Both Worlds, there was a tactical reason for it. But, honestly,
they did mention it in this episode, which I thought was interesting.
Yes, they did. But it never happens. It happens twice in the entire series. I'm like 99% sure. It's like it only happens twice in the entire series, and then once in the movie, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So there's just like these like things that they like kind of throw out there, like, oh, new and shiny, like this, like, this like visor transmitter thing, for whatever reason, just like something different, and then never again. Yeah. Just like, they throw things to see what sticks, hoping this noodle sticks. The noodle sticks. I'm like making this motion with my hand as if our listeners can see it, but that's what they're doing. And
but I also remember that this is the first new Star Trek series since the original series. We've only had 4 or 5 movies. 4 movies. 1986 would be Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, and then I can't remember when. Well, 91 was 6. So when did 5 come out? Anyway, I don't remember. 5 was in there somewhere, but so they are trying different and new things and trying to figure out their footing here, and all they've really have to go on besides these ideas is like a Bible, a show Bible that kind of gives some of the descriptions of each of the characters and what their backstories might or might not be. And then that's it. So they are kind of creating things on the go here week to week. And for the first season,
comes across as like gimmicky to me. They just try to be like kind of gimmicky and hoping that it like.
Yeah, but I don't think
cool.
watching this now, and I think that's the thing about going back and watching these old episodes is that you're looking at it through who you are now. And I'm thinking back to the 14-year-old boy who's watching this and thinking, this is pretty cool. Seeing other,
so cool.
Is that what you're saying? So I think, and also back then they are just throwing things up against the wall and just trying things to see what will kind of capture people's attention and what fits story wise. So, I think it's an enjoyable first season.
It's like
episode.
It's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's mainly my thoughts. Do you have any other thoughts on The Heart of Glory?
I feel like you covered most of it. I'm looking back again on my live commentary.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I said it's really weird that the captain of the Klingon ship has a Klingon Federation logo behind him. That was bizarre. I had no idea why we were given that. It made no sense to me whatsoever.
Well, I think it does kind of show that this is the big thing about this is that this time period, there is no Klingon, there is no war. They're not warring between Klingons.
Yeah, but it's not like you have a Klingon logo on the Federation ship. Like, it just seems silly.
Was it because I don't remember. I didn't pick up on that. Was it a Federation symbol or was it?
Yes, it was the UFP logo. It was like
okay.
It was the United Nations, but with the stars. Yes,
it
was that
okay.
one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, it was like to his right. You need to rewatch the episode and pay more attention. But to the right, to the Klingons, his respective right, our left, is a UFP logo, and then to his left is the Klingon logo. And I was like, okay, that's weird. That's really bizarre.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, sure, and we never see that again. So whatever.
Well, and you do see a really old Klingon ship from the original series, the same.
Was designed original series?
The same. Yeah, it was. They did not. This was not the.
There wasn't like a
Corvacha class that. Eventually, this was looked like a basic D7 Klingon ship.
It was D7E.
E.
Okay. D7E EY. D7E looking. The disruptor made from the 99-cent store.
Yes.
I was like, can they not get a transporter lock on this Klingon when he was like pointing his disruptor at the warp core? I was like, just transport him into space. God, stupid idiots. Tasha's like, we can't get close to him. We have to wait him out. I was like, are you fucking stupid? Like, Tasha, what, you wait 40 hours for him to like step away from the warp core? So stupid.
Well, I think that is a normal hostage procedure. They don't just
have so much technology at their disposal.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, knock out of gas, transport into space. Like, there's like options here. Idiots. The really fragile transparent aluminum. Oh, yes.
Of course.
And my final comment. That con scream pan out.
Yes.
Yeah. You like pan out.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, that's over. I hope you enjoyed my live commentary. That's really it. I think I had more complaints than accolades, but that's gonna be the trend for this episode and the next episode, I would imagine.
Right. Because and to remind everyone, you started watching Next Generation in the third season.
Yes, that's when.
Whereas
I really got on the wagon.
Right. I watched it from the beginning. I had seen a great deal of the original series and the movies. So,
but there is like a remarkable difference in quality between season 1 and season 2, and then between season 2 and season 3, it's even more stark.
Yeah, they are. They do get better, but I also think that this is better than the early episodes of season 1. So they are they are picking up their stride,
like the one with the really racist one with all the black people.
Yes, that one. Yes.
I don't remember the name of that one, but that one was like, yikes.
Yeah,
and then that's the one where you have the Spike Love that makes his appearance in Lower Decks.
Oh, right.
I don't remember the name of that episode. Was it Code of Honor?
It is Code of Honor, yeah.
God.
And that was the third episode.
That was the third episode. Get out of here.
Or the fourth. Technically the fourth.
Oh my God, we should have watched that just so I can complain more.
No, I think we've gotten enough of your complaints. I think this is more than enough.
No.
So, but it is better than earlier in the season. So I think they are getting their stride here. I mean, it's a few episodes before Skin of Evil, and then Conspiracy, which is that was
interesting. That was actually interesting episode, because you had this like,
that's one of those things that, again, missed opportunities. They could have really carried that into season 2 and made season 2 quite interesting with this potential conspiracy. But
we don't serialize things here.
No, we don't go back to it, except when it comes to the Borg. They do go back to the Borg. But there we go. So there's season 1's episode for review, and next week we're gonna go to
review and enjoyment.
Next week we're gonna jump into season 2. And do you want to share with our listeners which episode you've chosen for season 2?
Yeah, well, we were like going back and forth on it. I mean, I was originally thinking, what would you call it? Was it Times Squared? Yes,
Times Squared. Yeah,
that's one where you get the Picard from like a day in the future or something like that.
Yep, something like that.
But then we brought up Lower Decks, and we briefly talked about the season 2 trailer and how we get a glimpse of like one of the martial arts outfits from the Icarus Factor, and we're like, oh, what was the Icarus Factor? Because we haven't seen that in a long time.
Yep.
So I think we're gonna go back to watch the Icarus Factor, which is season 2, episode 14, which is actually right after Times Square, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, they're back to back. So maybe I'll watch Times Squared and then watch the Icarus Factor for a little Next Generation. There are some good season 2 episodes, but we're trying to pick ones we're just trying to pick one.
Yeah, just a taste.
Yeah, a taste of season 2, and also one that
a moosh boosh.
Yeah, maybe not the most popular episodes, but just something interesting to talk about that we haven't watched in a while. So
complain about.
Yes.
etc., yada yada.
Yes.
So yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that about does it. I don't really have any other particular thoughts when it comes to this episode. I think your commentary and then my live commentary more or less covered the majority of the main points.
Yes.
I mean, I can go on and on about the whole visor transmitter thing if you want me to, but
no, I think we get it. We get it. We get it, and we never see it again. So why carry on with it? But
well, all right. I guess that satisfies that discussion. All right. So why don't we move on to pay a visit to Deanna?
Come in. Hi.
You got a minute?
Sure.
All right. So
I was gonna start, but
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you how things are going. Why don't you go?
Well,
Yes. What do you have to share with Deanna this week?
well, all right. So I have some fun news and some less fun news.
Okay.
So the really fun news is that we have booked our vacation for the summer.
Yeah, it's fun.
We are going to Hawaii and Napa for vacation this
You're
year.
never coming back.
May not. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about it. Hawaii is a dream vacation and really excited to be able to doing it. So
Goodbye forever.
yeah, paradise. Yeah, we may just stay there. I mean, who knows?
I've never been to Hawaii, so I don't know what I'm missing out on.
No, and so part of when I shared it with people was I shared it in the context of being a huge Magnum PI, the original Magnum PI show fan, and that was my view of Hawaii. And so now I get to go and visit that and see whether I had a crush on Hawaii or whether I had a crush on Tom Selleck as Magnum PI. I don't know. But I'm really excited about that. And then we're flying to San Francisco and we're driving north to Napa, and we're going to stay in kind of a farmhouse kind of setup, like a little bit off the grid, and it has a beautiful view, beautiful sunset view, in fact. So, and we're going to do some wine tastings and just chill out there. So
that's very relaxing.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Dennis is having a real struggle with like having to wait a couple of months to go on this trip. He wants to go now. So he's itching for travel and for vacation. So he's a little, a little crazy about it, but it's
I mean, it's still pretty far away.
Yeah, it's a little over 2 months, and yeah, and I told him not to wish our life away, and that it will be here soon enough. But we have some, other things coming up between now and then, and so yeah, so that's the good news.
Wait, what else is happening between now and then?
Well, so it's our anniversary. It's my birthday.
Yes.
So there's a few.
I thought you had more trips. I was like, what are you talking about?
Well, we do both have Memorial Day weekend off, so we may do something like a little short something.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We haven't really talked too much about that. So,
and Vegas. In August?
In Vegas in August. So we do need to start planning that because that's in 3 months.
TBD.
So yeah.
Wait, are we definitely going or not really? Or we're still up for discussion?
No, I think, I mean, in my mind, I think I'm 75% there.
Do you have the vacation days?
No, I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked at my bank of time yet, but
are we planning to work? Maybe.
I mean, I could possibly
remote work,
do some remote work if I had to. But I think, I could probably squeeze a couple of extra days out of that to be able to go. And, it would be our first Star Trek convention. So yeah, it would be.
I've never been to one, so.
Yeah. So I have not either. I've been to Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, but I've never been to a.
I don't think I've ever. Yeah, I've also never been to Comic-Con.
Oh, that's in October. Maybe we'll check that out.
It's like gonna be so many people. Don't want that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say. So yeah,
well, that's fun. Something to look forward to. It's always nice to have something to look forward to.
Yes, exactly. So there's that going on, and then I gave a little bit of a glimpse at the end of last episode that I was struggling with HBO Max. And what happened, the full story is that
I hate it.
Yeah, they are on my shit list of companies that are horribly run and not consumer centric at all. So my credit card was compromised. I got a new credit card, and the credit card that my HBO account was under, when they couldn't authorize the payment, what they do is HBO cancels your account, cancels it, which is the absolute most absurd thing.
Yeah, that's interesting that they don't just like send you some sort of note.
Nope. They say you're canceled without any warning too, like that you're just canceled. And so I had a promo on there for, for a cheaper rate for a year. And so I didn't want to sign back up, because the minute I did that or changed my information, it went back to the full price. And I was like, no, I have a promo. And so I went through this whole process of contacting customer support. But first of all, I had one comment I want to make that I made to you today that I thought is pretty ingenious, is that apparently HBO Max skipped the streaming services 101 class, where if your customer's payment is not processed, you put their account on hold and you allow them to update the account. You don't outright cancel their account. And so, this is where my irritation began. And then the first tier customer service that I spoke to, I mean, first of all, I had to go through the story like 3 times to make them understand it, which it's pretty basic, but they were like, well, why didn't you, they asked me, why didn't you, when your credit card was canceled, update your payment thing? Because I have 3 credit cards and I don't remember off the top of my head which one has which, which is paying for which thing. And so, which irritated the F out of me with that, like feeling like I was being persecuted for having my credit card compromised. And so that was annoying. And so then they said, well, I can't do anything. I have to push it up to customer service level 2. Right. And I was like, fine, whatever. I did call like a week later because I hadn't heard anything. And they were like, yeah, it's still in the queue for customer service level 2. I was like, this is absolute bullshit. And as this process goes on, you'll probably hear my language get worse and worse. But so then a week after that, so we're already 2 plus weeks into this. Customer service level 2 calls me. I pick up, I talk to them. They're like, nope, I can't do anything about this. I have to push this up to level 3. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is not rocket science, people. This is restore my promo, let me give you a new credit card, and continue on our way. Instead, this takes, ridiculous amounts of hours on my part and on their part for something ridiculously simple as restoring a promo. For a multi-billion-dollar company, for a $3 off a month promo. Like, it wasn't like I was getting it for half off or paying $1 a month for their service, so.
But at this point, it's like, for you, I feel it's like the principle of it. It's not.
Oh, it's totally about the principle.
It's not even like the $3 you're saving per month.
No, it's just the ridiculousness of them not being customer service centric. So I waited again, 2+ weeks passed.
Oh my God.
Another 2 weeks, not even a call this time. And in fact, the person I talked to on the level 2 said, okay, is this a good number? When can we call you? I was like, yes, you can call me whenever. It's fine. It's my mobile phone. It'll be fine. So I figured, they'll call me in a couple of days. Never got a call. At 12:15 in the AM, so midnight. Actually, I woke up the next morning, or I was still up, like sort of going to bed, and I opened up my email and saw something from HBO, and they sent me an email and said, hi Mike, here's the new promo code, blah blah blah, like here's what you need to do. And I was like, and then the next morning when I looked at it again, and I was like, wow, this literally took over a month to solve. Then the next email I get is, how do we do? So I was telling you today, as I was renewing, like setting up the HBO service and everything again, then I decided to do that, and I rip them apart in this survey. And I was like, you don't care about your customers at all. There's no reason why this should have gone through 3 levels of customer service. I wrote in caps in part of the
Oh my
email.
God.
I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
You were incensed.
I was incredulous. So now it is totally about and here's the thing that I told you that is totally true. When a company does this bullshit, I will never be a promoter for HBO Max.
Sure.
If they had said after a month, we're so sorry this took so long for us to resolve. Here's like 6 months free or something like that, where they actually care.
Right.
For this, I got nothing. And so I was like, I will never actually be a promoter. If they ever come to us and say, hey, can we promote, can you promote us on this podcast? I would be like, fuck no. You have the biggest idiots running your customer service that I have ever like, and to be honest, like, this isn't the people who are on each level. This is an endemic
system.
It's a system that is horribly structured, disempowers their own people, wastes their time and resources. Like, it's just so horribly done. Like, frontline people should have the ability to create to correct a problem like this. Right. Like, reinstate my promo. Yes, go ahead. This is on your account. Just enter a new credit card number.
Basic. It's just like basic.
It's streaming services 101. They skipped the class, and I told them as much in some very incensed language. And then I also put, we'll see if you care. You asked for feedback. Let's see if you do anything with it. Let's see if you reach out to me. Here's my email. I put it in the survey. This is my account email, so you'll know how to get to me. Let's see if you really do care, or whether I will wait 2 to 3 weeks for another response, or a response that will come in 2 to 3 weeks, or never. Like, I was so, like, I'm over it. Over it.
You were incredulous.
In fact, after this promo ends in September, granted, the one thing that HBO has going for them is they do have a couple of series that are really good.
Babylon 5.
And Babylon 5 is on there. And, I'm not really ready to go back to the movie theater. Not really ready for that. I don't know that I will ever be. And, although some of the producers of Dune, the new version of Dune, aren't very happy that HBO is releasing it the same day as in theaters. Later in the fall,
is more now in question.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah, if they're going to actually save Dune for theatrical.
Well, they were going to do both, and
they were, but now they might be changing their minds about that.
Wow. So that would be the one thing. That would be the one thing that I would, stick around and for each, like, things like that.
Sure.
If I don't have to go to the movie theater, then yes, that's worth it. But so, end of rant. I'm never going to be a promoter.
But hashtag never forget.
Never. Hashtag absolutely never forget.
Never forget.
And so we'll see if they ever contact me. I'll update. I'll update everyone.
Okay, keep us surprised. I would not be surprised if you do not get a response on those.
I won't be surprised at all. I would be the last.
I would not be shocked.
And then the other thing that's annoying in my life right now is that we had our front doors redone and everything, and we got new mailboxes, and new mailboxes need to be inspected by the post office. And so we have been waiting literally 3+ weeks. They still have not come to inspect these new mailboxes. I have to go to the post office and get my mail, which they can barely never find. So I got mail from over a week ago, and this is now the second or third package that they cannot find. Ridiculous. I'm just it's so between HBO Max #1 and the post office #2 on my shit list. Like, it's just You know what really bothers me is just the level of incompetence that is running these places.
Incompetence, yes.
It's just unbelievable, and no one takes any ownership for it. They all just pass the buck. And if you as a consumer are screwed, you're screwed. Like, they don't care.
Right.
There's no effect to them personally. They don't take pride in helping another customer. So it's, and the same with HBO. It's just,
this is all the things.
So I'm just over this. So it's really, really frustrating. And it, I have another package in transit that will probably end up in some fucking void. That I'll have to wait
stuck somewhere in a subspace bubble, warp bubble, whatever.
Warp bubble. All my mail is stuck in a warp bubble.
It's like with Beverly somewhere.
Yes.
Oh my God.
One that is consistently growing because the more mail it just sucks in. But so yeah, those are the annoying things in my life, but I'm still looking forward to Hawaii. Annoyances aside, and my annoyances really come down to these big things where customers are not taken care of. Customers are not.
It's always the small things though that like compound, and then it becomes a big thing because it's like so unnecessary that it becomes a big thing.
Yeah, and it's just it's crazy that we still have not. 3 weeks later, we still have not gotten our mailboxes inspected. Like how hard it is. To come bring locks for the mailboxes, install the locks, and make sure they're secure, and that's it.
Yeah, it's really silly. It's dumb.
So anyway, that's what's going on with me. Please brighten our listeners' day with some rays of sunshine from Johnson Lee's life.
I mean, I don't really have much going on that's like I think particularly uplifting. A bunch of my fish have died because
are they dying or are they being eaten by the anemone?
No, they like legit died.
So they're floaters.
So usually in my tank they disappear because the crabs and the snails will get them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they become food for everything else. It's like the circle of life is happening in my tank. But no, they like had some like there were some like disease issues. They were sick and stuff like that. I have 2 fish that are fine, but I'm like, if I want to get more fish, there's this whole process where basically I need to take those 2 fish out. I need to put them in a hospital tank. And I need to let this tank kind of sit without fish for like 2 months.
Oh, really?
Because then the parasites will die off. Because the thing is, I can't use a medication in this tank. This is a lot of information now. I can't use a medication in this tank because it'll kill off like the coral and everything else. Because there's medication for fish, but it kills off invertebrates. So coral is an invertebrate.
Crabs. And you've invested a lot of money into coral.
There's more money in the coral than the fish.
Yeah.
So I have to take the fish out. I have to put them in another tank. I'm setting up another tank in my bedroom, like a small one.
Okay.
That's going to be like a hospital tank. I'm going to let this tank sit for 2 months. And around 2 months time, all the parasites and the whatever will die off. And then
because they don't have
food. They don't. Yeah. They just kind of waste away and die off.
And the anemone and the other things won't be affected.
They'll be fine.
But won't the anemone miss the clownfish?
It doesn't care. It has no feelings. So whatever.
Okay.
And then it's like this whole process. So I had to buy another tank. Not like all fancy. I didn't make it myself this time. It was just like something off Amazon. I bought like a small table off Amazon to put the tank on, which is like kind of ugly, but I'm like, whatever. I'm going to throw the whole thing out after I'm done with it. And because it doesn't fit with my decor. So that's
of course.
So now it's this whole process. So I'm doing that right now because you're supposed to.
I can see one of the 2 fish still swimming in the background.
They're
maybe
fine.
I can see the 2. Yeah.
The 2 that are alive are like totally fine. They're like for whatever reason they're immune to the parasitic infection that kill the other fish. They just build immunity, or I don't know, they're resistant.
What happens to the crabs and the shells and the shrimp or whatever else?
They'll be fine.
Oh, they'll all be fine.
They'll be fine. Because I'm still gonna feed them. It's just like the parasites won't have anything to eat. So
got it.
So yes. So that's one thing that's going on that I'm like, oh, something to have to deal with.
Well, you were getting a little bored with the tank, so maybe
but now
this is a little
now this is not, this is just like annoying. Now it's just like forced labor. You know,
how are you going to ensure in 2 months that it is fine now to put your fish back in there?
So that is usually kind of the rule of thumb when it comes to these kind of situations, where basically all of the common parasites, after like around 2 months time, they'll just die off. But then in my other tank, the hospital tank, I'm going to be medicating them. So
okay.
Yes. So that one I'm gonna medicate, and then basically so the parasites will be eliminated from that tank through medication. And then they'll be put back in around 2 months.
Okay.
So
and then you can buy more fish and repopulate this.
Yeah, but now I'm like, I need to like, so this is like it's a very like standard procedure to quarantine livestock before you put it into your tank, but I'm not good at doing that because I don't want to set up you need to have another tank. You need to have a whole nother aquarium just for that purpose, to quarantine the fish, to medicate them. It's like, oh my God, but this is fine. So there's that. It's fine. It's a project. It's something to do with my life. And then I don't know. I mean, what else? I mean, work is good. It's keeping me busy. I need to write a blog post for our company blog. So that's on my list of things. I started writing it. I was like, I don't know if anyone's gonna read this, but I have to put some effort into it. Can't just like look like an idiot. Like I just like have to put some effort into it. Have to make sure it's in English and sounds coherent. So, and had some thoughts.
There we go.
So it's that. And then speaking of incompetence, so I told you about this. Yeah. So I as some of our listeners may know, my dad passed away last year, and it was due to various reasons. But one of the causes was COVID. He caught COVID in the hospital. It was like a whole mess. And basically FEMA is offering funeral assistance for anyone who has had family members pass away from COVID. So I've been helping my mom to apply for that. And I called FEMA this week, because you have to call them. You can't apply online. You need to call them. I'm like, okay. And it was, I also provided you live commentary.
Yes,
it was
you
like,
did. Yes,
the most laborious process. This wasn't even like, I don't know why it had to be a phone call. I just don't understand why it had to be a phone call. Like, it was like all the questions this person was asking me were basic questions. And it wasn't like an interview. Sometimes like these like government agencies, they need to interview you to make sure that like, that you qualify, that whatever, right? It wasn't, they didn't ask any interview questions. Like, she was literally just asking me like, how do you spell the name, the address, social security number, the name of the hospital, things like that. Like very basic. And she had to like, she had to basically repeat back to me every single letter, like hospital, HOSPI. I was like, oh my God, get me out of here. And then the areas where I had like a question, I was like, oh, can you clarify what information you're looking for? She would just be like, I'm just reading what's on the screen. And I was just like, what use are you? Because that's really just not helpful. Like, and this is the hotline that FEMA offers for funeral assistance. And I'm asking you, like, what is this question? What are you looking for in this question? And she cannot offer me an answer. Like, because I did that twice. I asked her twice for clarification, and she was like, I can only read to you what's on the screen. So I was just like, I don't understand. And that took an hour. It took an hour. And then like she sent me like basically like the submission. It was just 2 pages of information. And then I still need to submit additional information. I still need to submit like the funeral home, the funeral home receipt, the death certificate. I'm just like, I don't understand why we had to go through all of this. I just don't get it. So yeah, it was just like very frustrating. It was this whole process. I felt that she was incompetent. She didn't know what she was doing. She didn't know why she was there. Like, it was just like this whole thing where it was just a massive waste of my time and energy, her time and energy. It was just like ridiculous. I was incredulous.
You were, yes. I have the
You were there.
play-by-play. I was there. It was like I was there.
You were there with me on the phone for like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I have no idea. It's just like, now this is different. It's not HBO Max. I mean, I guess it's like the post office. It's like, government agency. It's just like completely unorganized.
It's bureaucracy at its worst.
Yeah. It's just like, I feel that they want people to call to slow down the process and to also probably like make it less easy for people to apply. Like, because literally it's a process to call, it's a process to go through all this information with someone on the phone. I could see for some people it could be a little bit daunting, like to have to like call someone versus fill out an online form. Like it's just like all these things. It's just like so silly. So
yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's probably meant to decrease fraud and also to slow down the payment process so that
probably.
So we've been dealing with these machinations of bureaucracy that are
bureaucratic machinations
that are just overwhelmingly complicated and stupid. So yeah.
And I'm just like, just replace all these people with robots. Can these robot overlords please just take over and just streamline everything and make everything like an Excel sheet? I'm ready to kind of just make things easier. So anyway, so I just want to make things simpler. And then it was like so funny. So I was also listening to a podcast yesterday where they were kind of talking about how the U.S. population growth is slowing. So this is a total tangent, but it's very interesting. So it was a podcast talking about how the U.S. population growth is slowing and how that's a potential problem because that's gonna probably result in our economy slowing down, but then B, also an aging population. And at the end of the day, it's like there are going to be more old people, and it's like who's going to take care of all these old people, And I'm like, and they were talking through solutions. I'm like, robots, just build robots to take care of the old people, and that's going to solve all our problems. Like robots are the solution. So, I believe in it. I think that that's the future. So robots at the post office, robots at the nursing homes. I think that's the way we need to go to solve our issues. So, anyway. Okay.
Well, shall we wrap this up?
Sure. Unless you had any additional commentary.
No, I have nothing else to add to that piece of. I don't know that robots. After watching Picard season 1, robots taking over the world does not interest me. But I can see some value in roboticizing some aspects of life. Sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Oh, did you want to talk about our sponsor?
Well, of course. We'll mention Fansets, which sponsors all of the podcasts on the Trek Geeks Podcast Network. I don't have any specific picks this week, although May 1st did release some new pins, which I didn't talk about last week. So they did release a Nog pin, a Titan pin, and two other pins that I cannot think of which ones they are. But that is let me see if I can quickly find those.
I mean, do we all need to wait here for you to figure out what these pins were?
No, you do.
I guess we are.
We are.
We are waiting.
I mean, those are the two big pins.
I'm actually shocked they never had a Nog pin before. That's new.
Yeah, that is new. Esri Dax came out this.
Yeah, I'm sure people are in line for Esri.
And then so they did release two of the new Pinmoji pins of Burnham and Picard. So
okay,
there we go. So those were the March 1st releases. So, but if you head over to Fansets and put a bunch of pins in your cart, if you have more than $30, you'll save in US free shipping, but also you can save 10% off your order by using the code DSPride at checkout, and that'll save you 10%. And if you're over $30, you'll get free shipping. So it's a good deal all around. So we thank Fansets for sponsoring Deep Space Pride and also the Trek Geeks podcast network.
Is it human Picard or is it like the Golem Picard? Or
this is I would say this is a movie Picard.
Okay. So not like the Picard from Picard. It's like...
No, this is the movie Picard.
Okay.
From
so not when he's like
from First Contact and from
not when he's like old and frail.
No. First Contact, that kind of era with the gray and the black uniforms, which I thought were really good. I do like those uniforms.
They looked like kind of warm though. It was like too many layers.
Yes, but remember, space is cold.
Yes. Anyway,
so there
thanks,
we go.
Fansets.
Yeah, thank you, Fansets. And so that's that
about does it for this episode.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, how can our loyal listeners contact us if they have any thoughts or questions about how robots are our future?
Sure, they can email us at deepspacepride@gmail.com. And they can also, we'd love for them to follow us or DM us on Twitter or Instagram at Deep Space Pride. That's our handles on both places. So, and I have to give a shout out to you, especially for our socials on Instagram. So everyone out there who follows us on Instagram, those captions and those pictures are all the brilliant genius of Johnson.
Images.
What did I say?
Pictures?
Oh, images. Sorry. Yes. Same thing. Whatever. Tomato. Same thing.
Okay.
But the snarky comments on the images.
Thank you.
And also the descriptions of all our episodes are all the brilliant genius of Johnson, and I have very little to do with that part of it. I do say it's okay.
You do the editing.
I do the editing of the podcast, but you do that, and once in a while I will suggest a few changes to the description for our episode, but not usually. Because by that time I'm just done. Like, get it out. Get it out. Yeah. So follow us over on Instagram because I think that those are really cool. In fact, we just posted a social post for last week's episode on the Enterprise finale, which your commentary on was very very apropos. So go give us a like over there. You can also DM us on that. I am behind a little bit on my Twitter follow-up. So if you've sent us a message over on Twitter, I'm a little bit behind on that. But we'd love to hear from you. And also, just to give you a little preview, we are going to have a giveaway in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So
Giveaway.
following us on social is a great place to find out about this giveaway. And that is probably how you're going to have to enter. So we have something coming to us very shortly that we'll be able to give away, and we are excited about it. And we'll tell you more in probably next week's episode, although that's a little bit early, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll probably do it next week's episode, because that'll be the week before the actual launch of what's happening. So
yes.
So really good time to go follow us on social. You may be able to win something really nice. So
it's exciting.
Yeah, do that. And next week we're gonna be here talking about the Icarus factor, which is your choice. So I'm gonna throw, so if that one falls flat, that's all on you.
Oh, okay.
So
I barely remember this episode. I just remember the outfits. That's all I remember.
I remember the fighting between Riker and his dad.
We're talking about the same thing. They're fighting. Are you talking about the verbal?
No, I'm talking about the verbal. You're talking about the physical. Yes.
Physical, yes.
So that's what's happening next week.
Correct.
There we go.
All right. Well, Mike, thank you for being here with me to talk about Heart of Glory. It was a delight. I had so much fun watching and complaining, and I can't wait to do it again next week.
There we go. We will probably have some more complaining next week.
Some thoughts.
We always have thoughts here at Deep Space Pride. So thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Deep Space Pride is a production of Coconut Media Works. Executive producers Bill Smith and Dan Davidson. For more great Star Trek discussion, discover the other shows of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network at trekgeeks.com, or find us in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
Coconut.